God, my gosh! Automatically save Daniel as icon. Oh, it's so good. Hello, everybody. Angel Arts here, and oh my gosh, you guys! At long last, you have no. Well, maybe a lot of you do have an idea, because many of you out there are huge Dragon Age fans like I am, and I swear, I have been waiting for this game for at least 3 years. This has truly been my most anticipated game for pretty much ever since I beat Dragon Age 2. I have been waiting for this, and it's finally here, just released today. I took half a day off of work. This is the best I could do. I couldn't take the full day, but I took half the day of work just so I could play this game because I wanted to start diving right in and sharing for the very first time my completely blind experience of a Dragon Age game with you guys. Because unfortunately I wasn't able to do that with Dragon Age Origins and 2 because I had played those before I had even started doing Let's Plays. So at long last, I'm just excited to share in this experience and just really submerge myself into this game. And hopefully you'll enjoy my journey too. If any of you out there are completely new to my channel, or if you've never seen any of my Let's Plays, I highly, highly encourage you to please watch my intro to my channel video. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll place a link somewhere in this vicinity, somewhere up here. Please check that out. The reason is because I have a very unique, I have a very unique LP style, and I tend to cater to a pretty specific audience, I've noticed at least. So it's better for you, it's for your own benefit to at least get yourself educated as far as what to expect out of my Let's Plays, because I don't want to be responsible for you going in and not realizing what you're in for. Because I want you to be able to decide for yourself if me as a Let's Player is a good fit for you. There's plenty of Let's Players out there. There's going to be a ton of Dragon Age Inquisition's Let's Plays, if there aren't already. And I just want to make sure that, you know, you're not wasting your time, and making sure that this is something that you think you'll be able to enjoy. That video will explain things like, gay Let's Play? What in the maker's name is a gay Let's Play? It'll explain things like, Angel Arts, why the heck do you keep stopping and talking all the time? It'll also explain what are the kinds of things that I consider a spoiler, because I am a huge, huge anti-spoiler Let's Player. I want to make sure not only that I don't get spoiled by this game, but I want to make sure that you, the viewers, don't get spoiled either. So I take my anti-spoiler policy very seriously. If you want to help, if you've already seen somebody else play this game, or if you've played the game yourself, and if you see spoilers in the comments section, particularly about stuff that hasn't happened yet, if it hasn't happened yet until a later video, that's considered a spoiler. So if you do see one of those in the comments, the best thing you can do to really help me out is to flag it as spam, because that way when I come to the video I won't be able to see it, and then later on when I actually do beat the game, I can go back and look at all the spammed comments and just double check, and if I feel like they indeed are spoilers, then I'll delete them. Otherwise, I'll be more than happy to put them back into the comment section. So that would be a huge help to me, because you know, it just makes a blind Let's Play so much better and so much more genuine if we're able to maintain the integrity of it together. So please help me as much with that as possible. Now, I've already, to believe it or not, have found myself having to, I didn't want to because I really love these YouTubers, I've started unsubscribing, temporarily unsubscribing from certain YouTubers that I follow, because they've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and their videos unfortunately have spoilers in the titles of their videos, as well as spoilers in the thumbnail images of their videos, because, you know, naturally it shows a screenshot of stuff that's going on in their game. So I had to, just for my own protection, I had to temporarily unsubscribe from them. So what I'm going to do for you guys, because I don't want to do the same thing to you, is I'm going to be very cognizant and try make it a huge point for me to make sure that the titles of my videos are going to be really vague or generic at best, so that the only people who, you know, it won't spoil anything for you, but those who've actually already played through the game will kind of know what I'm referring to. So I'll keep those very vague, and also I will make sure that I have a generic thumbnail on every single one of my videos, the same generic thumbnail, so that you won't visually see in your feed what's happening in my game, because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for you guys when all you're doing is going through your YouTube feed. I don't want you to accidentally read or see anything of mine that could possibly spoil you if you're trying to enjoy this game yourself. The other thing I wanted to say is, for those of you who have not seen any of my previous Dragon Age Let's Plays, and you really don't feel like or have the time to watch them now, I don't blame you. Totally understand. You can take a look at my videos going through the Dragon Age Keep, because that pretty much gives you a summary of everything that my Warden and my Hawk did throughout the 2 games, and that'll get you caught up, so you can just jump directly into Inquisition, and you'll be well informed of the history of the state of my Thetis. A lot of you are also probably wondering, if you've been with me for some time now on my channel, is what happened to all the pictures? What's with the blank wall, Angel Arts? Well, if you haven't noticed yet, this actually is a completely different room entirely. I just moved into my roommate's, my roommate moved out of the master bedroom, so now I am moving up in the world in a bigger and better place, here in a pretty much twice the size of my previous room. But don't worry, this is a fresh start. This is a new blank slate, and what I'm planning to do is to start populating this wall one by one. Every time I meet a character in my party, a new character in my party, I will place their portrait up proudly, just to show the actual building of my Inquisition. So that'll be fun, watching that populate, and eventually I'll begin adding pictures and characters from other games as well. So it's sort of like, you know, how when you can check the rings of a tree in order to find out how old it is. You know, you can check how many pictures are up on my wall to not only determine how long it's been since I moved into my new room, but also how far in the game I'm at. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's start the Inquisition! Okay guys, I went through all the options, got, you know, subtitles and all that. We're ready to go. Alright, let's go. Let's do this new game. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think that was when when the chanter or whatever that was, like, exploded. And they ended up finding our Inquisitor. So let's go create our character. Whew. Okay, select race and appearance. Human. Humans are the most numerous and powerful race in Thetis. They are also the most divided politically, and seem to thirst for conflict. Human characters receive a bonus ability point at the start of the game. So, in all honesty, humans, they actually tend to be the type of race that I'm least interested in, mostly because I'm already a human, therefore it's not really all that interesting for me to roleplay as a human, so I tend to shy away from them when I'm in a fantasy setting. But you know, they tend to be like more balanced, they tend to be more flexible, they tend to be more well-rounded, but it's not, if I have a choice, which is why I was a little upset with Dragon Age 2, it would be nice if I had another choice. Elves, they're the ones that I'm sort of a little bit more in tune with because I'm honestly not that big of a dwarf person. Because dwarves tend to be more about brute strength and like, being tough. And that's not really my style. I want a little bit more finesse and honestly a little bit more grace and a dexterity. And so, elves are historically oppressed people, distinguishable by their lithe frames and pointed ears. Though most survive in the poorest fringes of human cities, others live as nomads known as the Dalish. Elves receive a bonus of 25% to range defense. Um, what I really love about the elves in this universe is that traditionally elves in other fantasies, like Tolkien, for example, they tend to be the higher races. They tend to be, quote unquote, have a superiority complex, and I kind of like the spin that they did with elves in this universe in Dragon Age, in that elves are actually like the low level class. They're the ones that are oppressed and the ones that turn into slaves. So it's a really nice shift in what normally you see with elves in a lot of traditional fantasies. Dwarves are short, stocky, and most spend their entire lives underground. Those exiled to the surface are often merchants or smugglers. Because dwarves have no connection to the Fade, they cannot be mages, but receive a 25% bonus to magic defense. I feel really sorry for the dwarves a lot because I understand story-wise, they really wanted the universe. The writers wanted dwarves to have that thing where they can't cast magic, but I feel like it limits players a bit because I, the fact that the other races you can be any of the three classes, and dwarves are only limited to two. It makes that race less desirable. This is me personally. It makes the race less desirable, and I think other people who really like playing mage feel like, well, I guess I can't be a dwarf now. So I feel like the dwarves sort of get the short end of the stick in that sense, and it's kind of why they end up being my least favorite of all the races. If you love dwarves, though, more power to you. Totally more power to you. Qunari. The Qunari are a race of horned giants who follow a strict religion text known as the Qun. Those who have abandoned its principles are known as Tal Vashath and often work as mercenaries. Qunari characters get a bonus plus 10% physical damage resistance. The Qunari are the shiny new. They're the new shiny things that comes with Dragon Age Inquisition, and I was debating on which of these races to pick, and Qunari was my first knee-jerk reaction because they're new. But then I figured everybody and their mother would pick Qunari, and a lot of LPers would also be picking Qunari as well because it's, again, shiny and new. But then I thought about, well, what character do I feel like I would be able to have the most interesting time role-playing? What do I feel like I'd have the most material that I could analyze, that I could really talk about, that I could really leverage as far as discussing with you guys my thoughts about things? And since I've already role-played dwarves and elves and humans in Origins at least, and then a human again in Dragon Age 2, Qunari I think would be so fascinating for me to really walk in the shoes of, because I've never done it before. And especially as a Qunari that is not a member of the Qun, who abandons his principles, I think that would be really, really... It would give me a lot of role-playing material and a lot of story material, and that's why, even though I feel like a lot of people will be choosing Qunari to Let's Play with, I feel like that really is my biggest strength in my LP, is to try to go with what I think I'll be able to have the most story with. So I'm going to go ahead and be male. I'll be a male Qunari. And now we get to the class. I love, by the way, the style of these cards. They're like tarot cards, like a tarot deck. The art style kind of reminds me a lot of the Keep, which is pretty cool. Rogue. And as a rogue, you can be dual wield or archer. Rogues are fighters who rely on speed and agility rather than heavy armor. using skill and an advantageous position on the battlefield to deal incredible damage. They may get up close and personal with daggers or strike from a distance with arrows. And then warriors, we can be two-handed or weapon and shield, or as a lot of us call it, sword and board warriors. Excuse me, warriors are frontline combatants, able to withstand incredible punishment in heavy armor. They are proficient in the use of two-handed weapons, like mauls and greatswords, but may combine a smaller weapon with a shield for added defense. And then last but not least, we've got the mages. Mages channel magical power into spells capable of a wide range of effects, from debilitating opponents, protecting allies, or unleashing devastating elemental energy. Those who wield magic are widely feared for their abilities, and the rebellion against Chantry control has left the land in chaos. So, again, I was trying to figure out which of these classes I would be. I was technically a rogue with my warden, with Angelus, and I was a mage in Dragon Age 2, so it would make sense if I wanted to complete the set of this trilogy and go warrior. But honestly, warriors were always, again, my least favorite class. Again, I gravitated more towards the mage, honestly, because I love magic, and I feel like magic has a lot more flexibility, and you can be a lot more tactical with magic because of the majorly diverse effects. And I just felt a lot more limited as a warrior. Although I saw that there are a lot of abilities that they gave warriors in this edition. And rogues was, rogues had the whole finesse thing, and so they were my second favorite. So, but again, thinking about story, thinking about things I could actually use story-wise and content to discuss and analyze, having a Qunari mage, I think it was just the best thing, because, I mean, we're used to, Qunari warriors because they're naturally built, they're tougher, they're larger, they're stronger. So, I think that the warrior Qunari would be kind of, cliche. A rogue Qunari would be interesting, watching the larger size creatures have a lot more finesse. But really, because of the lore about Qunari behind mages, especially with the Katojan and the Cerebos that you see in Dragon Age 2, and how they were treated, I know that our Qunari was not a member of the Qun, but it would be really interesting for me to really delve in as how he, as a mage, how he feels about the way his other Qunari brothers and sisters or cousins are treated simply because of their gifts, simply because they're a mage. And I'm sure that that'll probably come up at some point, and I think it would be really cool to be able to roleplay that. So, mage it is. Select difficulty. Normal for players interested in balanced but challenged gameplay experience. This setting is recommended for most players. We'll start with normal. I don't want to get my butt handed to me, right away. Okay, so here's our character, the Tal-Vashoth Mage. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Qun, the Qunari appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Tal-Vashoth, a Qunari who has rejected the Qun and never even lived in Qunari lands. You have earned a place within the Valkos Mercenary Company as its mage. Oh, so does that mean we're the only one? So I kind of feel a little special. Possessing abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people. See, this is what I was talking about. Ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave, hired swords meant to keep the peace. A task that has gone horribly wrong. Okay. Do you want to import a custom world state from the Dragon Age Keep? Heck yes. By the way, though, for those of you who are wondering, if you were watching my Dragon Age import successful, okay, that looks right. For those of you who are watching carefully my Dragon Age Keep videos, I did make all the fixes that you wanted me to fix. I did notice while I was recording my video that things weren't catching. I think it was a little buggy and it wasn't actually saving many of the choices I was making properly. But I went back and fixed it, and so we should be set to go for Inquisition now. And what's happening? Gain power influenced by sealing fade rifts, establishing new camps and complete quests, as well as claiming keeps, fulfilling requisitions, and recruiting agents. I'm so excited, guys! Just a wee bit excited, just a wee bit. So, I was a little concerned about how this is gonna run on my computer, especially because I'm having Shadowplay and my webcam running at the same time. I wasn't sure how my computer would handle it, so I have it set at relatively low quality setting for now, just to see how it plays out. And if I can, I'll try to bump up the graphics quality better, because the other alternative is to just not have the webcam at all. And I figured, like, for a game like this that I've been so excited for, a game that I think might have some emotional moments and some feels, it'd be really cool for you actually to see my visual expressions through a webcam. So hopefully you guys will be able to forgive whatever lower quality graphics in favor of me being able to run with the webcam smoothly. And all that. Oh wow, I've got really huge horns. Oh, actually I'm a lot more handsome. Oh, okay. I was like, I'm a lot more handsome than I thought. Alright, let's see if we can customize our Inquisitor. Not that we know that he's going to be an Inquisitor yet, although the game is Inquisition. General, face shape. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of like my Inquisitor shape longer than rounder. Skin tone. A little too pale. Not too dark. I kind of like... Kind of like this tone. It's got sort of a rosier disposition to his complexion. Speaking of complexion, oh, that's cute. I like the freckles, but I feel like the freckles makes him look a little too young. Ooh, kind of like that dark, you know, scruff. As I said, I've always said before, I'm not a big like facial hair kind of person, but I love scruff. So that one's not too bad either. I don't want him to look too young looking. But see, I like that, or that's kind of hot, kind of like that. Eye color. Can I make his eye color? Ooh. I'm noticing, oh wow, there's a lot more options. Because in Origins of Dragon Age 2, they didn't have very many options for a lot of colors in general, and then which is why pineapple trees or pineapple's vibrant colors or something mod helped handle that a lot. I kind of want my Kanara to have dark purplish eyes actually. Although I can't, I mean, I can give him gold eyes. That actually might be kind of cool. Giving him goldish, hazily eyes. Horns. Oh, wow. There's a lot of... I'm very impressed by the number of choices that they're packing into the character creator in general. Okay, so you could also have... I like how you could have hornless Kanari if you really don't like the horn thing. You can have horns that are sawed off, which makes sense for someone who's not following the Qun, if someone's trying to like deny their roots, their heritage, which I don't know if my Kanari necessarily is denying it outright, or just is trying to blend in better. But I do want him to still have his horns intact, but I don't want them to be too big, too huge, which is why that's too large and too wide. I kind of like these, actually. They're probably the most unassuming. And it looks like his horns are kind of slicked back a little bit, curved, that arc, and this arc sort of reminds me kind of Asari from the Mass Effect series, so yeah, let's do that. Oh, I can also tweak hair color. No, not white. Black. Ooh, can I make him a ginger? You know how much I love redheads. Love redheads to death. Ooh. I kind of want to make him not blonde, but maybe like a straw. This is like a strawberry blonde, kind of. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go with that. His hair is a little shiny. Yeah. Beard. Wait, no, hair color. Yeah. Okay, beard. Again, I don't really like facial hair. Oh, but I like the tiny specks of... Ooh, okay. So we've got some options here. Oh my gosh, hi. Glistening things. And again, if the graphics look weird again, it's because I'm trying to not have my game go to a complete halt. So I think the shininess in the hair has something to do with that a little bit. But I mean, I'll try to tweak it up if I can, just kind of playing around with my settings and seeing how much my computer can handle all this. I kind of like this, a little bit of stubble around the edges. It's pretty cool.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
Voices.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
Huh.
I just hope I can help.
I feel like this human voice is Zevron. I think this is Zevron. One of them is Zevron.
You leave me no choice. How much is this going to cost me exactly?
See, I'm kind of feeling the lower voice of the two, not necessarily because he's a Qunari and he's bigger. That's not really the main reason. The main reason is because this voice...
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
This voice kind of has a bit of a, big lovable teddy bear, or big teddy bear kind of feel to it, which is why I'm kind of drawn towards it. So I think that this fits my character's concept a lot better. So let's go with that. I think I'm happy with that. And again, bravo to BioWare for putting in the extra time and resources to have 2 different voice actors for each gender. Oh wow, you can actually... Okay, I've heard of the sliders. Oh, that's so cool. Ear position. Yeah, I don't need them to be... Oh wow, I can curl them back, but I think that's a little weird. Yeah, that's probably the earlobe size. I don't... Okay, this is more of a 2-dimensional. I don't think it needs to be that much more pronounced. Cheekbones. Yeah, I could put the cheekbones up a little bit more, makes them look a little more cheerful. Just a little bit more. I don't want him to look too high. I mean, that's pretty good. Cheek shape. It was fine the way it was. There's no undo button though, unfortunately. I was perfectly happy with the way it was. Brow size. Ooh. There we go. Forehead. Oh gosh, no. Pull it back. There we go. Okay. Eyes. Eye shape? It was fine. I liked it fine the way it is in the first one. Eye size. I like the eyes the way it is. Eye position. Again, I like rotation, eyebrow style. I don't want to... Oh. I don't want to tweak it too much from... That's what it was before. I feel like I'm going to stick with that. We'll see. Yeah, that one's actually not too bad. There's like a little scar, sort of. I think I still really like the way it was before. The eyebrow that I had before. Yeah. I'm still feeling this one. I'm still feeling that one. Or that one. Let's go with that one, I think. Eyebrow position. Nah, I like that. It's fine the way it is. I love all these sliders. This gives so much more freedom. This is Head and Shoulders a giant leap improvement from... Oh my gosh, you guys. I actually can... This is amazing. This is absolutely... See, these are the... I wanted to have purple eyes. This is exactly what... Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I wanted. Oh, and can do the inner... Oh, I can do the inner. Maybe give it a little bit of blue. A softer blue. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. I kind of wanted to give him, like, you know, that exotic feel, and the purple eyes just does it so well. I don't want it to be too pronounced, too bright. I don't want it to be like a magenta kind of thing. So maybe make it as subtle. But I still want a little bit of brightness to it. I kind of like that. Maybe a little bit more blue in the center. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I like that. Oh, I like that so much. Yeah, yeah. That's impressive. The fact that they added in that, because eyes are so, a lot of people are so particular about their eyes, and see, it kind of has that bluish, purplish, grayish kind of thing, and I think that's pretty cool. Nose, I might be a little picky on. Yeah. I don't want my noses to be too big. Actually, that one's good.